Morning traders, CJ here, Saturday the 16th of January, 20 past 8 in the office, just back testing my 3 trades this week. Wasn't a good week, unfortunately, but that happens in trading, which is why it's really important that you always manage your risk accordingly. Dollar yen, trader took yesterday, fortunately did hit stop loss, and as you can see on the daily time frame, we were in a clear downtrend. You can see that we were creating lower highs, and we were progressively working all the way down and respecting this trend line. You can see that if I just zoom out a bit, that we you could say we sort of completed the pattern and came down to this double bottom region here, and then you can see that we did have a huge move to the upside. However, for me to be bullish on this pair, I would have wanted this to have reached sort of the 105 level, maybe broken this trend line, come down for a retest, and then I'd be looking for longs. However, it respected it, so for me, I still thought that we would have one more push to the downside. If I just go down to the 4-hour chart, what I've done is I've taken a fib from the double bottom low to the high, and this brought in our 61.8 and our 78.6 region. So what I was expecting is we've had an impulse. We've had our impulse all the way to the upside, so now I'm expecting for a correction and a pullback. Now, where do I think this is going to happen? So if I sort of draw a little trend line on here, potentially, we've had this impulse, so we've had this push to the upside. We're now forming a correction, and I'm looking for price to come down into at least the 61.8 to be looking for longs, or there's nothing to say that we couldn't trickle down to this 103 key level before, and then we're creating and printing a higher low, and then we look for a move to the upside. So that's what I was expecting. I do still think that that's highly probable that will happen next week. You can see that the 78 lines up with the key level, and the 61.8 lines up with this region here. You can see that in this region where we've got this swing low point, that lines up perfectly with our 68. We've also got a couple of touches here, so this would be another strong area that price could come down to, and then it could react from. My entry, again, looking at it, wasn't the cleanest. I am a big believer in from backtesting that wicks get filled. So although we had this rejection of lower prices, for me, I was expecting this bearish move to continue and us to fill this wick. But as you can see, since I entered the position, we were in drawdown from the beginning all the way. Came back down to break even, but hardly really even got into profit, and then unfortunately just got knocked out. Market close, we saw a real strong bearish engulfing on the 15, so it'll be interesting to see how this position plays out next week. But unfortunately, it was third loss of the week. But I'll always be transparent. You can't win every trade. Anyone that says they do, they are lying. But I'm still going to watch this because, as I said, once this pattern completes, wherever we react from, whether it be the 61.8, the 78, or again, if I go down to the 4-hour, there's nothing to say that we won't react. Maybe even off the 50% fib. remember, I like to try and go for the deeper retracements, you know, because they'll give better risk to reward. But there's nothing to say that price doesn't just trickle down into this region and then we go from here. You know, that could easily happen as well. But you know, once this pattern completes, and as soon as we break out and create a new high, because obviously this, you know, this is our previous high. So as soon as we come up, you know, and we create a high here, that's when I'll start to be looking for longs. I'll be looking to, you know, break this level and then this level, and then eventually, you know, we could come all the way as high as, you know, the 90% rule on the start of the pattern. Hope this video helps. Hope you have a good weekend, and I'm looking forward to a better week in the markets next week. Thanks, guys.